Hello and welcome back to Good Brews, Bad Views. I'm your host Max, and as always, joined by Ryan.
Hello, hello.
And James.
Hi.
Oh wow, yeah, nice delay
one
on
of
that,
these
Mr.
days.
Thorpe. So today we have a very special, the first annual GBBV holiday episode, and today we'll, for your viewing pleasure or displeasure, we'll be watching Jack Frost, not the Rankin and Bass Christmas special, and not the 1998 Jack Frost starring Michael Keaton,
Mr. Mom.
Batman, and
Mr. Mom.
and Beetlejuice.
Mr. Mom.
And Mr. Mom. Okay, yeah.
the
We will
guy
instead
from
be watching
Multiplicity.
the 1997 straight-to-VHS comedy slasher film Jack Frost.
I can't wait.
Yes. So we you can get this movie on Amazon Prime. So, pull that up and hit play now.
Except 2 seconds after he actually said it.
So, I was talking with Ryan about this beforehand, and we both have not vaguely, coherently remember
Right.
seeing this movie at Blockbuster or
Right,
wherever.
Mega Video and just randomly on the shelves.
Yeah, it had this lenticular kind of cover
Right.
where it's like Happy Snowman and then like the skull Snowman,
Right.
which I'm disappointed that that it never actually goes to like the skull face skull man in the movie. I was waiting for that to happen
yeah.
at some point.
I
Spoilers.
doubt they had the budget or the adeptness to pull that off. But
Yeah. I couldn't find the budget for this movie, but I'm guessing about $20.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the movies where growing up, pretty young, I developed the hobby of trying to find shitty movies just to watch them, and this was always one that I was like, I should watch that, and just never did. So thanks for bringing this back into my life, Max.
You're welcome, Ryan.
I'm not going to thank you for this.
Right.
Well, this is payback for
Actually, you've got some eloquently written hate mail on the way from James.
yeah. I don't. Well, future payback for other movies and
Right. Shannon Elizabeth, look at that.
So, do you think that the people who did this film had never heard a little girl's voice before?
Yeah, it's like they chose one of the Powerpuff Girls voice actresses to do this.
It's really, off the wall absurd.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's borderline like Japanese little girl sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless this is Tara Strong, which would be just another reason to be in love with that woman. She's great.
Now, I do like, and you'd mentioned this too, Max. I do like that they used very classic ornaments for this scene here.
yeah.
This may be the most well filmed portion of the movie.
Oh yeah, by
Right.
by a long shot.
Right. So if anyone's still struggling with the delay in actually us starting the movie here, we're just getting to the executive producers now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I like how when you hear this story start to happen, it kind of sets it up as I'm going to tell you the story of this movie.
Right.
But no, he's getting towards the climax here where he's revealing that Jack was just captured or whatever.
right. So he's prologuing it, right?
Yeah.
The preamble to this magnum opus
Yep.
So,
of a film.
do you think that this is the same tree that they used later in the movie?
That's a good question. And the answer is almost certainly yes.
Probably.
They
Can't
probably
afford
only,
two
they,
trees.
They can only afford one tree. Yeah.
Yep.
Chris Muzak. Foreshadowing. This movie will contain a snowman.
Yeah.
Several.
This is so awkwardly shot.
Yeah.
What kind of car is this?
I don't know. It's
No.
just the state executive or state execution transfer vehicle.
The bigger question really here is what type of human being rides in a car like this? Just
Yeah.
Mall cops?
I guess. This is the Paul Blart approach. Yeah, that lucky serial murderer. Deep fried jack cheese is a thing I would eat.
Oh yeah.
Does it feel like to you guys that after this scene, the film's style completely changes? This is filmed at a better quality than
Yeah,
it's more
the rest of
clean
it?
Yeah.
now. So later it
Yeah.
becomes, and we were talking about this earlier, James, the grain changes. It becomes a much poorer quality of film grain.
Yeah, it's really harsh once you
Yeah.
when it happens. Actually,
Yeah.
Oh, burn!
Yep.
Man, that's how he probably lit that cigarette with that burn.
Yep.
Jack,
I do like the actor they chose to play Jack Scott McDonald. He is like genuinely like creepy, and his chin could take out someone's eye.
Right, right. He oddly enough, he does voice work for a lot of stuff. He
Yeah.
voiced Gambit in a lot of X-Men video games. So
Mhm,
fun
mhm.
fact.
He was also in one of the Twisted Metals, according to the
Ooh.
IMDb.
The IMDb. Oh yes, the FBI was chasing.
Jack.
I want to know what an underground piece of shit looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe this vehicle only has one chair. Like, what's going on here?
You can clearly see the other window when the camera rocks a little bit
Right.
for whatever reason. Jack only speaks in one-liners this whole film.
Yeah.
I do have to give the filmmakers credit for
Yeah.
managing to do that to a character.
It's pretty great.
Well, what slasher villain doesn't, or considering the ones that do talk?
Mhm.
Like, Freddy Krueger pretty much just like spouts one-liners his entire
Yeah.
existence across 10 movies.
Yeah.
That didn't really happen, I think, until the second or third, though, for him, for Krueger. Where he really kind of embraced the whole smart-ass kind of thing. Ooh,
Yeah.
look at that. It's a madman. A madman! Chris Muzak again. And this movie cannot make up its mind about how it wants snow to look.
Yeah.
It goes from white crayon shavings to like whipped cream in some spots. And this guy is giving himself a handy on the road.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
that was
no,
a nice little pull. Like, you assume that's what he's doing,
Right.
but he's like undoing his thermos.
It's cold winter, man. How you going to make it through?
Did you guys notice that the acronym on the side of the genetic research truck doesn't match the actual letters of the Genetic Research Center? It's GCC and it's a GRC.
The fuck? That's...
This, like, they didn't have enough money to actually crash the cars, I
Yeah.
guess, so they did this.
That's
then-
hilarious,
yeah.
though.
The chime really sets
Right.
it
Yeah.
up right there.
That's the thing where I cannot decide whether this director just joyfully embraces what he's making with this movie, because it feels like that a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Or if it's just accidentally hilarious most of the time. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
The caption said wind blowing, but I looked at it too quickly and thought it said mind blowing.
Yeah.
That's the sound you should hear. Bottle.
The compressor.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Really?
You're welcome.
Yep. He was singing Queen. When is it's never a good time.
This guy looks like he's having a bad time.
Yep.
Well, he does have a tinsel boa now, so.
Somehow, yeah.
Man, your snapshot from Progressive is going to be pissed at you. He's the Sharif.
I like that he looks up here.
Well,
I feel like Scott McDonald's face changes in like every shot of him you see.
Where the scarring is?
Yeah. Or maybe it's just like the drastically different lighting,
Yeah.
but he looks a lot younger in this shot here than he did when he was in the truck.
Yeah.
he does a great crazy person face.
He does.
Absolutely.
I think it really goes to show you like how low of a budget this movie is, because this scene could have been like way brutaler.
Yeah.
Now you said jam on his face. Everyone's got jam on their face in this
yeah.
movie.
That's a pretty hideous little scene here.
Yeah.
I like how they just show the several stages of it. It's the right amount of gruesome, I think.
Yeah.
But what's this doofus's reaction? He's just like, should I run? Is this normal?
Yeah.
Where am I?
Like, this is not the reaction you'd have to
No.
this happening to somebody.
Well, he has a head wound, obviously.
Remember how Justin Long reacted to those rats?
Yeah.
That would be appropriate here.
Like, hey, I guess that
Yeah, that's
Yep.
totally normal.
That
He
cleaned
vanished.
itself up.
Yeah, he vanished.
I like how this is a cartoon.
I actually do really like that it's a cartoon, and I wish they would have played with that more, because it's a callback to the Frosty cartoon.
Exactly.
It's the exact style of
Exactly.
animation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they only do it there, and they don't ever touch it again.
Which
I'm
is
really sad
unfortunate.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. Car engine.
I really thought this was a cab the first time they show it, because it doesn't look like the two of them know each other when they're driving.
Crazy taxi.
And
She looks mildly familiar to me. I didn't look her up.
No.
The wife. I'm all right.
Like, what's between them?
Yeah. Well, he is like
A wall of emotional coldness, James.
Yeah.
a shotgun, maybe.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because there's the
He's in the cruiser.
Yeah.
It cuts to the which I thought that was a cool
Yeah.
cut shot right there.
yeah.
This guy plays a great kind of G-golly type sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know he's a thug because he peed on the side of the road.
Yeah. This scene is completely extraneous to anything
Yeah.
going on. I mean, I know the movie's only 89 minutes, but it could have been 87 minutes.
Right.
It could have been a lot less than that. This could have been a 1 hour sci-fi special.
All right. So is the implication here that he is on the lookout for a Jack Frost? Or is he just going to hold up a guy who was peeing on the side of the road?
And just being like
Yeah.
generally creepy.
Right.
Well, I think they say that they're looking for in the weird little girl sequence. In the
Yeah,
very
they were
beginning.
looking for him.
They're looking for like a
Oh.
drifter guy that's being weird on the side of the road by the time this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler? Tiller? I mean, I appreciate that they altered his appearance, pretty drastically between that scene versus right now.
Yeah.
He's been in prison.
They let him grow. They let him grow a goatee.
Honey. Why'd you guys arrest me?
Yeah.
I hate that kid so much.
Yeah, this kid is bad.
Do they normally stop for these things? I know he's a
don't-
cop, but like,
Yeah.
Well, Timmy, it's time to look at a severed head.
yeah. No, that comes later.
That comes later. Does that say GMB as the car?
I'm with the local. Keep it along. The plot needs to keep moving.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Moving the plot there, boss.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Detective Asshole.
It's Secret Agent Man.
Secret. Hey. Secret Asian Man, James. That's the real lyric.
Yeah.
So we're doing something a little different this week. In previous episodes, we've all been drinking our own individual beers. However, for this special holiday episode, we've all decided to drink the same beer to increase conversation about the beers. So today we are drinking 3 Scrooges from
appropriate.
Griffin Claw Brewery in Birmingham, Michigan. And what are you guys thinking of it so far?
It's pleasant. I like it a lot. James says it tastes kind of Christmassy, and I agree.
It's got a gingerbread taste to it, and as a gingerbread fiend myself,
The Ginger Fiend.
I'm quite happy with it.
Sounds like a redheaded guy that runs around.
That
doing
sounds like
mischief.
what happens to that kid when he grows up.
Yeah,
Ginger Fiend.
The ginger fiend.
The Ginger Fiend. Behold.
I do. If you notice in this scene, it comes up later, but there's actually a jar of antifreeze up there.
Yeah, I
See?
noticed that.
There's a yellow jug
the
of
yellow
antifreeze
jug?
on the counter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Spoilers.
yeah, spoilers, but you think that? See,
That's kind of. That's.
Honey, what are you doing with that jug of antifreeze?
yeah.
I'm impressed.
with the amount of lack of detail in the rest of the movie, that's an odd thing that I picked up on.
Yeah. Well, after watching it the first time, I specifically looked for the bottle when I rewatched it last week.
Luckily for me, this is only the second time I've ever seen this freaking abomination.
Yeah, I first sought this movie out a couple years ago, and I was looking for Christmas horror movies, and I
Okay.
watched this and a Dutch movie called Sint, which is about the Dutch Santa Claus, who apparently, if you're bad, kidnaps you and takes you to Spain
Oh.
with his Moorish assistants, because he doesn't have elves. He is Moors.
Interesting.
Somewhere Alfred is just having an aneurysm because somebody is putting something that isn't a sandwich
Yeah.
into a sandwich bag.
There's no sandwich in there, child. You will pay the price. That's interesting. There's a lot more care put in this movie, I think, than we give it credit for, because he was just looking at the ceiling fan, and he whacks his head on it in a scene later on.
Yeah, which I hope that scene actually he does it by an accident and they just kept the take.
Right.
It really does happen naturally.
They
Yeah,
couldn't
it's
afford
pretty
second
organic.
takes in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is back when you're burning actual film. You know,
Yeah.
this guy looks very much like the guy who plays the father from the Transformers movies, but it is not.
Oh. It looks like he sounds like
Mr.
Discount
Witwicky.
Danny DeVito. And this looks to be like the balmiest winter ever outside.
Yeah, it's like 62 out right now. Yes, the pinnacle of Shannon Elizabeth's acting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did like her in is she in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? Is that the one she's in?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's a
And she's also in the first Scary Movie.
which is excellent. I love that movie.
I like that we get both versions of awful snow in this shot right here, between
Right.
the snow in the balcony and the snowman supposedly there. Not the plastic one.
Oh.
The coconut on the
Yeah,
left-hand
the
side
plastic
of
one in the
screen.
background. I actually own that one. My family has that. But yeah, these are the ones to me. These look like white Crayola crayon shavings.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if those were supposed to be real icicles on the awning there or just like a, chitsy little... You can see them blowing. It's like a chitsy little
Yeah, that's
decoration.
That's clearly part of the store decorations. I think
They
right?
show it on houses later, though.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, that's what happens when you film a movie in California.
Yeah.
Not a lot of snow, I guess.
Well, certain parts.
Sandy Snowflake. Congratulations, boy. You're a moron.
Yeah. I mean, he has that awful snowsuit on right now.
Right. True. Oh boy. What's the difference? Ha! That was worth recycling as a joke, wasn't it?
Yep.
3 times.
Hi, Bob. Bob.
We have my favorite character in the movie.
Yes.
The hardware store?
Yes.
The worst businessman on the planet Earth.
It's
Yep.
pronounced Earth. End of an era.
He starts off as just like this regular dude, and he gets just more and more ridiculous as the movie goes on.
This guy is like Diet 0 Calorie John Ratzenberger. That's who this guy is. There he is, the idiot. Starting to count now. That'll make sense later. Oh, it's Hereditary.
Yep.
Bad jokes are hereditary.
Yep.
Also, how is this guy that kid's father? Did he have him when he was 50? Oh, hi. This town's only crazy hot girl, I'm sure.
This is a really... I like that this is actually awkward between the two of them.
Right.
I find it kind of a reversal that she's all like, hey, like all thirsty, and he's like, oh, no, I can't. I have to wash my hair.
I have to maintain my beard.
Why
and
is
other
he
manly
delivering ice in the middle of winter?
things. Ice?
Yeah, he says we have
It's
salt
salt-
and ice deliveries.
Salt, ice, so I don't know.
Oh.
There's ice, so they need salt, and
Hardware store / bartender. I'm sure
Yep.
he's tending bar somewhere.
Apparently.
The town sheriff.
Patch is big enough in case, you forget who he is.
Why is his kid hiding in that garbage can? Oh, hi, Jimmy. Playing hooky again, I see.
But going back to the Christmas ale, no, this is one of my favorite Christmas beers.
Okay.
It's like my go-to Christmas party. Bring a 4-pack.
Yeah, good.
Interrupting you real quick. I love that the tinsel along the side of here is...
This is
has-
Oh,
caution
is that
tape?
the police line don't cross?
Yeah.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
Neither did I. That's great.
It's on a couple places.
She's my favorite character in this movie, I think.
Oh, that was cool.
Just the disinterested, bitchy secretary.
Yep.
This is
Who's
one of the...
causing global warming with all that hairspray she's using.
This is one of the good scenes in the movie. I like this. Just chattering to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then... the shot.
I like it.
And it cuts to... this.
Ah,
I
Crypt
like the way
Keeper's
this is shot.
Uncle.
I love this shot. And I love that they just stick with it.
Mhm.
I didn't know that you had actually had 3 Scrooges before, Max.
Oh yeah, it's pretty great. It's my as I was saying, go to Christmas party. Bring a bring some beer.
Okay.
I have not, so thank you. This is a good beer. I had seen it many times, just never pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, Griffin Claw's definitely been getting bigger in the last year or two. Raggedy Ass IPA, which is probably their most popular beer, you can get at the airport at Detroit, but they're definitely expanding on what you can get at grocery stores and whatever.
They actually make an exclusive beer for Buddy's Pizza, which
Really?
is very good. It's called Buddy Brew or Buddy's Brew or something. I had it just yesterday. It's pretty good.
For those of you unfamiliar with Buddy's Pizza, Buddy's is probably one of the 2 best pizza places in Detroit with deep dish.
Delicios.
The other
Detroit
one being
style deep dish.
Detroit style deep dish. Yes.
So
The other one being Louise.
this is one of the few times where the effects in this movie is great. Like, that looks really good.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
for the
it
most
does.
part. It's probably like clear glue all over him, but it
Epoxy
looks
or
really
something.
convincing.
Yeah. I don't think that's how radios work.
No.
Zoom, enhance. I love the Snowman County.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's rocking that tactical neck and shoulder holster.
Yeah.
Leon Kennedy wore it much better in Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
You buffoon.
You think
That
that
good
someone named
swoosh hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
You think that someone named Agent Manners wouldn't be so rude.
Oh, come
Why
on.
you gotta be so rude?
We're trying not to go for low-hanging fruit here, James.
Low hanging frozen fruit. Some beard manicuring tips, perhaps?
I just wanted access to their secret radio to telephone technology.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Maybe Marla's just holding the radio
up to the phone.
It's a good way to couple those technologies. I also feel like I've seen this guy before.
Yeah, I feel like he's the go-to, like sleazy government contractor guy.
Right. I mean, it's not saying much, but he's one of the better acted characters in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer.
Well, he looks like somebody, and I can't name them.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's serious. He holstered his weapon.
Dramatically.
Dramatically. Jeez. I like that this guy keeps just analyzing all the deaths.
Yeah, he's
really
he's a
entertaining.
good coroner.
Yeah. No more tears. That is just a ghastly image.
Yeah.
Alarming force. They do a good job actually of, again, showing and describing that the monster is actually quite physically strong.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
capable of some pretty crazy stuff.
Which doesn't make sense considering snow. I don't know.
It is mutant snow.
Yeah, I suppose he could just be snow with ice on the inside.
Right.
Considering that Jack Frost gains more powers as the movie goes on.
Right.
Which I took as like
Holding
kind of the
your wife
killer
tonight.
exploring.
Yeah,
his powers
he's
as a
yeah.
kid. Because I mean, this movie takes place over the course of what, like
2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
It's an origin story, Max.
There is a sequel to this, and there was a planned third one, but the actor who plays the sheriff, who was in the second one, he died before it was.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad.
He had. This was one of his last 3 movies. It was this, the Jack Frost sequel, and a movie whose title currently escapes me.
Okay.
That is a huge snowman, by the
Right.
way.
Yeah.
And again, it's just a completely different kind of snow this time again.
Yeah.
It just looks super different.
I don't understand why this child is allowed in the kitchen.
Alone, just with everything.
Yeah.
He's putting antifreeze in things, for Christ's sake.
You see, it's all over the colander too.
I feel like his mouth is very, very small for his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like his mouth is like the size of his eyeball.
And use these carrots to draw a face on it, and then throw the carrots away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Panicked chatter. Doesn't that guy look like the dad from Transformers? Mr. Witwicky?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, there's the idiot again. All right, sighting number 2. Orange hat. Right side of the frame. Old Man Harbor.
They call him Old Man Harper, but the house he was killed at has a sign that says the Bissets on it.
They have a timeshare
Yeah.
in the same street. I don't know.
I have no recollection.
Yeah.
I have terrible memory.
Alzheimer's.
Nobody lives in town.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, why?
There is no town.
There is no inner town then. Fear mongering and profiting from.
Yep.
20%
That's
discount though. He's not.
Capitalism.
Yeah, like Uber has something to learn from him.
Hire killer snowmans. Make money.
Is he from Canada?
Oh, golly gee, that's unnecessary. That escalated quickly for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This chick rocks.
Yep.
This garbage can continues to make an appearance throughout the movie
Right.
for no reason. Even when it's not on screen, you can hear it banging around
Yeah.
constantly.
In order of appearance, garbage can is listed first.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, you talked about this earlier. The film grain is already starting to degrade for whatever reason. It's
Yeah.
looking worse.
I like how he has a puppet because he doesn't know what snowmen look like.
He could he knows how to bake cookies on his own, but he doesn't know what a snowman looks like.
Right.
That exact same thing
Yeah.
was
I was like, huh?
unreal.
okay, yeah. Nope. There, no. Higher, no.
This is
Oh, I've given him a penis.
This is where I was hoping they'd do the face transition
Right.
that you were talking about.
I'm a little
Yeah,
disappointed this kid didn't get injured in this little scene.
They can get his finger like
Yeah.
bitten a little bit,
Or at
something.
least like maybe cut it on a tooth or something.
yeah.
Yeah. Mittens. See, they put like in the scene you have the snowman come alive and like do stuff. Only the kid can see it. I was expecting them to kind of like play that out more. Like he has a snowman friend because
Right.
obviously this kid's a dweeb.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Dweeb. So the snowman has arms here, and that's I recommend.
I've never seen a snowman with arms before.
Right, I was going to say I recommend once this movie's done, after you've suffered through that much, also watch the end credits because there are some interesting quotations interspersed throughout.
I did notice that.
Right.
The snowman doesn't have
How did it get those
arms
eyebrows?
right before?
Yeah.
Also,
You're right.
The way this is shot is so bad.
yeah.
They should see scores.
That snowman's a Nazi.
I didn't notice that.
What is he doing?
Yeah, I know.
Your Springs problem now.
Yeah. Did you scoop the blood?
So there is a very quiet comment made in the background in about 20 seconds here that cracks me up, and you guys will notice it if you didn't already in the subtitles. It's when the sheriff is talking about whether or not his son could have committed this crime. But anyway, sorry, James.
Oh no, you're fine. I know they don't have a lot of murders in here, but I don't think this is proper police procedure.
They're all the
in the
sheriff. Everyone's the sheriff.
Multiple sheriffs. Listen to the woman, John. Calm down. Just calm down.
Jay, there's
They
no
have a
kid-
child sheriff?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jay, there's no kid sheriff.
Well, everyone has access to that patches. I'm sure he has his own jacket that says sheriff.
He also says that global warming is a thing. Can you believe it? Not anymore, he ain't. Cracks me up.
Isn't that the other one of the deputies that says?
think
I'm
so.
white. I can get away with punching an officer of the law.
Yeah.
He's 2 feet taller than Billy. Not anymore, he ain't. Too soon. Do people always get that close when they talk to each other? Have I been doing it wrong my whole life?
He's a close talker.
Close talker. Footsteps. And just quit being in this movie altogether.
Ignore this.
Ignore me.
Stereotypical Irish preacher.
Right. not quite the personality of the Irish preacher from Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead, but he's up there. No kung fu in this one.
No, he's well.
Oh yeah, New Zealand. Yeah.
Why is
He's a
this
Kiwi.
guy here?
He needs to give him 20% off morning gear.
You never know when a grieving family is going to need some salt.
Well, Billy already took 20% off of the other kid. So he's trying to get some trade secrets.
Yep.
Bonus. Humming.
What they haven't showed you is that pot is just full of antifreeze.
Right. Good old antifreeze.
This movie does a somewhat decent job of being kind of ominous for like the first act, pretty much.
Yeah, and then it doesn't.
And then
Well,
it jumps.
no, it throws it to the wind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then it jumps several sharks.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, like this scene, you're waiting for something to happen in this scene.
Yeah.
Right, and she's got the knife in her hand and all this stuff. There are dangerous objects about.
Like
Those-
that Snowman coffee mug.
Right. Is this where he hits his head on the fan? I think it's
Very soon, yes.
I mean, this is really a fairly nightmarish scenario that I can't imagine ever going through, is being the guy who arrested a serial killer and then to have that guy escape. Like, that's
Yeah, that is
horrifying.
Yeah.
Those are our tax returns.
Yeah.
I need to stand tall for this. This is how I always answer the door.
Yeah.
With a gun. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I think that's
Unscripted.
No,
Unscripted.
that is. But I think it kind of adds to the scene because he's like, just
Oh, it's the stormtrooper moment.
I kind of still want to.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely gonna shoot him now.
Yeah.
should have just knocked the door and said 20% off.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, there you
That-
go.
That's a lot of salt. He must have been playing Overwatch.
Yep.
Okay.
Ah, the star.
So, James, you and I are talking, but this movie goes from 0 to like 100 super fast in a couple spots.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Hey, there's that fake snow that was on the outside of the store.
Yeah, it is
earlier.
literally the same trim.
Yeah.
This poor lady.
Yeah, I know.
This guy sucks.
Yep. You're stealing my sweaters.
You're leaving before 6 p.m., you whore. Ooh, forsook.
Ooh. I like the implication that is a broken family.
Mm-hmm.
But
His family is borked. She's kind of got this same voice as Kitty from That 70s Show.
yeah.
She was a wonderful actress.
Yes.
I like this. Just, okay, I'm going to be happy again. Just the perpetually upbeat mom.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
You kind of get the idea she's not all together there.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a terrifying snowman.
Yeah. It doesn't need sharp pointy teeth.
No, it does not.
You do genuinely feel bad for this guy, though. Because, like, he just doesn't have any way to express it. Because he just,
Right.
like, here you finally see that he's just broken at this point.
Yeah. Getting some alone time on. See, this is an awkward shot because that stump is so large, he just looks like a tiny man, like
Yeah.
he's a gnome.
Yeah.
So does he have just no aural spatial awareness at all? Or is one of Jack Power's undisclosed powers ventriloquism?
It could be. Or it could just be that he didn't expect a snowman to be smoking.
Well, right, but
Talking.
as far as from where the sound originated from. Yeah, this guy does some Has a lot of fun with his voice acting.
That also is a gigantic stump to have next to someone's house.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. I like that he's just heckling him.
Yeah. Just chewing the scene.
Slowly.
Well, do you guys prefer your slasher villains chewing the scene or silent? Ryan, I'm sure you have a great opinion on this because you like horror movies a lot.
For both. I mean, it depends on the tone of the movie and the type of killer you're going to have. I mean, as with many things in a popular comment I like to make, if you're doing it right, you're doing it right. You know, if it's appropriate, then own it and do it the proper way. For this movie, it makes a lot of sense. He's basically a murderous Bruce Campbell kind of.
Pretty much. He has that chin. So.
Right.
Ooh. This guy goes from 0 to 60 really fast.
Mm-hmm.
That Snowman is pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
I love the white mitten that's used
The oven mitt, yes.
7 times in this. Ooh. I don't know how there's any snow left in this town after all these hot burns. This ends up being a lot more potent than I expected because I was rooting for this lady. And yeah, right. And this is where it goes to 100.
Yeah.
This is brutal.
Yeah,
The first time... Well, we'll get to it in a second.
I mean, it just... They go for it.
Yeah,
here.
I was like,
Yeah.
like this came out of nowhere for me. It's I'm gonna take some heat for drawing this comparison, but it's almost Tarantino-like to just like where it goes to.
Yeah, I mean, it goes from like in a Tarantino movie. It goes all of a sudden there's nothing on screen, and then there's just a lot of
Just
gore and blood.
Horrible things
Yeah.
with just almost no warning,
Yeah.
Like, and particularly for this movie as a whole, there's nothing like this up to this point.
No.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's any other ones like it afterwards. I mean, there's a couple kind of
close,
gory
but
deaths,
this is the pinnacle for
This
sure.
is the most like
The zenith, the apogee.
This is the goriest death. The one later with Shannon Elizabeth is the most brutal death.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that just has to do with the crime itself. Look, real snow.
Yeah.
Quick, like, and these shots are so. Again,
Yeah. What is going on with that arm?
I can't tell if it's just the director being just knowing
Like, I
that
was
it looks
expecting
so
just
bad.
like a garrote.
And this right here is
Yeah. And that. Oh.
Okay, so the first time she pulls back up, okay, that's not that bad.
But then again,
yeah.
Then when after that,
and it's just like, oh my
Yeah.
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Yeah. And then whack. This
Like that's
Yeah.
horrifying. Jesus
that death
Christ.
is the first one that does begin the little tick that this movie has that I do love is that they play really bad Christmas music
Yeah.
whenever he's killing people.
Right.
Why is that guy breaking into people's houses to deliver salt?
yeah.
It's critical activity. Martial law for salt.
Yep.
Like, it's not actively snowing,
Yeah.
so if he could get to the house without being slippery, it seems
Yeah.
like they don't need salt.
Well, a big storm shows up later. Maybe they knew it was coming. I don't know. With this movie, I expected
all-
someone to be like, "She's 18, I'm wrong." And then Jack, and then go up a hill,
Fetch a pail of water.
and then sell some seashells down to the seashore.
I think that's the same guy who says the not
anymore.
not anymore guy. Yeah.
Yep.
I like the peasant
And he was the
special.
guy who was rocking the chair.
Okay.
Snowman. This guy's a kindred spirit with the dad from Troll 2, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. I never noticed that with the caution tape, James. That's a good observation.
I
That's
thought
pretty
that was
funny, actually.
Yeah, and it's Snowman too.
I like it. Yeah,
And I thought it was a cool little thing.
yeah. That should be a capital T.
Mm-hmm.
The asshole.
I'm glad that they managed to accurately capture how much local and Fed police departments hate each other in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
His first name's Sharon, but no relation. Vampire hunter. His death matches the MO and the curly of someone we've been tracking.
Not the Larry, though. Or the Shep.
Or the curly Joe. Metzner.
It's
Metzner balls.
It's interesting that they make up last names for people only after they've died in this movie for the most
Yes.
part.
That's how you know they're important. They have last names.
Yeah.
It's like the NPC rule.
I'm taking all sorts of things out of your hands. That chick is ready to murder that man.
Yep.
She's got good bitch face.
Like you're just wearing tennis shoes as well.
How is that a
Yeah,
footprint?
it's just water.
It vaguely looks like a footprint. Oh, he's got a red Freezy Pop.
It's an illuminated ring pop. That could be as
Bah,
accurate as
science.
GPS. Yeah. I don't have time for your science. English science, man. English. If it gets too cold, it freezes. If it gets too warm, it unfreezes.
Yes, that's literally what I just said.
Yes.
How the hell did that guy get in the FBI?
Yeah.
Did they not have a literacy exam? Vertical. It.
Thank you, Dr. Exposition.
Yes.
It's one of them LGBT peoples. Or maybe they're a snowman.
I like that he
Because I
says
loot
it,
dead bodies.
and then has to metaphorically talk about animals as if there's some kind of like bear that did
Bear,
this.
axe wielding bear. Colorado, though, so you never know.
Killy the Pooh.
Well, bears are powerful.
In
Sounds
winter.
accurate. Like some sort of animal. For the rest of the night? It's like 10. What's a curfew going to do?
Yeah.
It's winter in the mountains. It could be like 4:30 for all we know.
Fair point. I'm a terrible shot, so keep them way out of my line of fire.
The tree. I didn't notice that last time.
It'd be funny if she was still on it.
I'm guessing that's the implication there. It's paper, Sheriff.
Stick your bureaucracy up your ass. Yep, all 9 people who occupy this town.
Apparently so.
Yeah. We're going to keep a close flock, but I'm also going to let everyone go home in 5 minutes.
Right.
Yep.
Freebird! But he's a compulsive liar, so who knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why the guy with the hat? Why?
But okay.
Yeah.
That was weird. Even for this movie.
Yeah. Oh, blessed Hephaestus, bless this furnace. Local, federal.
Yeah. Local, federal, municipal, global. Also, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Yeah. The first time I watched
Jesus, look at his face.
Yeah.
The first time I watched this, I thought the guy yelling the Snowman was Father Brannon in the
Yeah.
basement being assaulted by the Snowman.
Yeah.
And I was so much happier when we went outside when they got outside.
Paul Davro, the best man in this movie.
Yep.
Paul Davro Cadavro.
The best line in the movie.
That'd be funny if they cut to like a wide shot and all these snowmen have been
No
mutilated
heads.
in some crazy way.
Kicked in the crotch. Or
Right.
whatever.
Various implements poking out of them.
Yep.
If you notice that through the
20% off.
the Agent Manners punches are really loud.
Yeah, the
Yep.
sound effects are really hammy.
Yeah.
They use like the meat slaps. They just slap some meat together.
Playing a game of Operation, it's already difficult because it's cold out. I'm
He's
shaking.
not wearing enough sunglasses to make those kind of statements.
Right.
Yeah.
And he needs to take them all off dramatically in succession. Like peeling an onion. Oh.
I've never heard that phrase.
No. No.
Oh, get a hold of Paul. Call Tim. Send Trent an email.
20% off bail.
All right, Mr. Davro, you're scared and terrified. And we're on a 24-hour lockdown in this church, so we're going to put you by yourself in the jail cell.
Yeah. So you're a prisoner, but you also get to run the police station. This guy. No problem. Deputy Chris Pullman gets pneumonia. La, la, la. This. I kind of want to do this now. Just
Who
build
put you on the payroll?
right,
Why do no cars in this town have defrosters on their front windows?
right.
Apparently, yeah.
That's Snowman. The off key. Yeah, that's good.
Minor key.
Yeah.
What do you need a shovel for?
He's going
Why do you not need a shovel? No.
to...
This is a funny shot.
Yeah.
He falls asleep to the Discovery Channel every night. Jesus.
The shots where they don't do a lot with the snowman are typically the best.
Yeah. So, yes. Yeah.
Catch it.
Is the implication that they have snowballs?
They got something. I sure hope the snowman doesn't kill me. I see you're in a car, but I'm sure you can hear this knocking on the window.
Yeah.
Well, this is back when cars weren't designed to be soundproof.
Right. This is pretty good misdirection here, though.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Because you're figuring this bitch is dead.
At the long shots and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this movie taking place in Flint? Why is she avoiding the water so earnestly?
I'm not quite sure. That's also
She's
not-
hydrophobic.
Yeah. That's also like her angle to the cabinet changes based off the shot
Right.
you're looking at it.
Ooh, hey, look, more beer. Hey, that's the antifreeze.
Yeah. But if you're gonna sneak up on me like that again, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Just squirting it out on the floor.
2 paper towels wasn't enough? Come on.
Yeah.
Is he putting fruit roll-ups on the map?
Yeah. That map looks like the map from Silent Hill.
You're right, it does.
Fine, I'll use another one of my sticky tads.
You want some of this coffee?
Marlo's like, yeah, you tell him, Sheriff.
Yeah. Alpha dog. The snow on the overhang there is obviously just white carpet. We all know a guy like this.
Yep.
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 I love the perfect pause, reposition, and continue. Opens door.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then you just can't hear it anymore.
All right.
That's,
But you see his mouth is still moving,
Right,
so
right,
his
he's still
explanation is
explaining.
continuing.
it's another one of those good little scenes.
Yeah. But further enforces that there's no way anyone would have heard that knocking from that crazy woman inside the house.
Yeah. I don't know what they think snow works like, but it doesn't work like the snow on this tree.
No.
Right.
It's obviously like a piece of like fluffy white fabric.
Yeah.
B&E gets me hot.
Yeah, this confuses the hell out of me.
Yeah. Here, this another scene. Yep, trash can.
Yep.
This is actually kind of funny what
I love
what
this
happens
scene.
in a second here too.
Yeah.
It's like they're ready to get down to business.
Yep.
They have 79 layers of clothes to take off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Spending time in the UP, I can relate.
Right.
I love that they go through the whole thing too. This is one of those ones that I actually laughed very audibly at this scene when they first showed it. Like this.
Yeah, it's like, well,
The jazzy, slow.
The jazzy slow.
first layer. First layer male.
And then it's
first
slow,
layer
the music
female.
gets more fast paced. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really yeah.
They're going out of the atmosphere here.
Keep going. I've never seen so many clothes being taken off at once in a movie.
Right. Not by just 2 people, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So mean.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Same thing we do every night. Try to take off her blouse. Womp womp. So, like, a wooden dragon? Probably now. Probably ready now.
No one needs to know that.
Yeah, that's
And no one says that out loud.
TMI, buddy. Blow dryer. You'll get caught up in the blow dryer.
The blow dryers are used for a lot of effects in this movie.
Yeah.
Also,
And
this
this-
isn't wine.
Yep. But also that shot there implies his current situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
This too, where he drinks it and then spits it out, and he's like, "Needs ice." Like that's not gonna make it like, taste that much better.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, that looks like that's champagne, so
Champagne.
assumably.
It would have been better if you just spit it back into the glass and gave it to her.
Yep.
I don't
See,
understand why that's okay. Like he opens up the freezer and is like, "Oh, that's what freezers just look like."
Yeah,
it's
like
totally
I
fine.
was assuming that was Jack inside the freezer.
Right.
Yeah, I did too.
Considering like the carrot nose, it's a very nice fake
And like,
out.
and
Yeah.
like this would give Jack reason to be pissed off because he's being poked at with this little picker.
Yeah, I figured that was foreshadowing about what was going to happen
Yeah.
to him. I thought this was one of
Well,
those
yeah, it's
payoff
kind of
things.
obvious because they're getting very close to the sex equals death trope. Or they set it up this thing like, oh, he's going to drink Jack Frost or whatever.
Well, no, I mean, I figured that like with him stabbing it like that, that's how he was
Oh,
going to get killed
oh,
by Jack Frost, like
Stabbing him
stabbing him
with a pick.
with an ice pick.
Gotcha.
There aren't any books down there, are there? Those terrify me. Someone else who owns this house?
Yeah.
If you need 20% off of something, I'm
Just
your
an
guy.
enterer.
Yeah. Just a breaker and enterer.
If your lock's busted, my dad can give you 20% off that.
Again, I like this scene.
Yeah, this is pretty funny.
Aha. Hi.
He also just had an ice pick.
Yes. This guy's a moron.
Yes, this is a good weapon.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Tommy would fall for the nobody trick that
Yeah.
Odysseus puts on the Cyclops.
Oh.
And
Nobody ever does chickens. Footsteps.
And it's like normal ominous music here again, but once Jack shows up, it does switch over.
Yeah.
The Christmassy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little holiday cheer with your murder. I don't understand why they had to go to this person's house. Although I have a theory. It's cheaper to shoot in this house again.
Correct.
That's probably correct. yes.
Right.
Because most of the scene happens in this kitchen
Right.
and a bathroom.
Are you looking for savings?
Yeah.
Imagine that's the commercial of the place is just him walking into someone's house through the front door.
I'm here with savings.
It's like the Jehovah's Witness equivalent of the supermarket people. I like
The music's got all meadly.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta hand it to the kid. Like, he's not freaked out by the fact that he's a snowman. at all.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
decide to defend himself.
He's just gonna go for it.
He's been watching a lot of Oz.
Oh, God, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yep. Newfound power. Yep. This is
Like, this. Yeah.
Jesus. And then
This
the
is
throbbing.
brutal right here,
Yeah.
too.
And he pulls it back out.
And, like, the blood pumping?
Yeah, the throbbing.
Yeah.
I said I needed some wine. Why can't you just get it through your head?
Yeah.
I hope you're not
Spent all this
dead.
time drying my hair, and I got to take a bath now.
Seems like a weird thing that he would have snuck up,
Turned on the.
turned on the bath, and, like, gotten
Yeah.
away with it without her noticing?
Well,
Right.
I mean, there was that scene where she turned off the radio and the hairdryer to try to hear the stuff outside.
yeah.
So I suppose you could argue
That's what
that.
they're playing with, but, like, that's outside, not,
Yep.
right here in front of her.
Yep.
Rock music is playing. That's what this is. Trust us.
I suppose that's what it is.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
So I think this
We
is
get it,
actually
she's attractive.
what's coming up here is the first GBBV sex scene.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. It's,
Congratulations, Jack Frost.
Yeah.
This is honestly an incredibly brutal scene.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of blood or anything in it. but
Well, you
it's-
never
it's-
actually. Well,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
get to it. In a
It's
second.
very obviously it's incredibly obvious as to what they're hinting at, what's going on. here.
Right.
But, like, I mean,
Coconut!
soap flakes.
yeah. The idea that he kills her in this manner is really terrible.
Yeah, definitely.
Which, to that same point, James, the music is so
Out of place.
yeah.
Like, you never actually see her head hit the back wall, but just the sound effects make it sound
Right.
like that's what's happening.
And
like,
the idiot, that's the idiot.
This scene right here should be funny of like
Yeah.
the guy waving at somebody like this, but if it wasn't this scene, it would be funny.
Yeah.
Because it's this scene, it's just not funny.
Yep.
Jesus, yeah, that's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I thought she was still alive up
Yeah.
until, like, the blood comes out
Yeah.
of her mouth.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really dark scene.
It is, absolutely. I mean, he is a madman, right?
Yeah. But still.
But almost tonally out of place with the
Yeah.
movie.
Like,
yeah,
everything,
it
like,
is.
like when he got, when Tommy got punched by an oven mitt when he beginning of that
Yeah.
sequence, She is a treasure.
He's just a gem.
I like that when she pours the coffee for him, he says just to the brim. As if he takes his coffee like overflowing
Right.
normally.
Yeah.
Marla burned my hand.
Get it up all on my fingers.
Well, I suppose just to the brim is saying I drink it black.
Yeah, but
And also, I want a lot of coffee.
yeah,
right?
I mean, you'd think that she would know probably how everyone
Yeah.
takes
Or
their
at least,
coffee.
at least how the sheriff does.
Yeah.
He's really upset that he can't get more men.
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah,
slightly drunk?
Well, we got a hammer
We got a hammer,
and some.
some garden tools, a bop it.
That's
sound
who this
like
guy
nothing.
looks like. The sheriff looks like Alexi Lawless from the 1994 and 1998 U.S. men's soccer teams.
Only you, Mr.
Yes.
Thorpe, will make that reference.
Oh, but we are.
Yeah.
Why does that vehicle look like it was on fire?
Possibly was. Possibly 20% off fire.
Discount incendiaries? One of those was the noisy cricket.
Yeah.
That's like the most gun-fondly gun ever. It's like, look at my laser sight and scope and extended magazine.
There's water in this car when there's snow everywhere. That seems kind of weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Don't touch a scarf.
My dad was killed by a scarf.
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what I
He
said.
also said that dogs can't look up.
Yeah. Like, I get allowing big time actors to just make up stuff as they go along, like Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey in Batman Returns, but this guy just spouting nonsense one liners during the latter part of this movie is really odd to me. I mean, the other stuff has been like snow themed, or after he kills people, or at least
but just
made in America is a really weird one.
yeah,
That's pretty bad.
it tested well apparently. He has a little bit too much joy in his voice saying that.
All right.
Oh, he's so excited for the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing we figured out earlier, we totally forgot about.
Right.
I like the idea that he just keeps that pinned to his wall.
Yeah.
Never forget.
This
Take that, water.
Yo.
you English stone shooting at water is stupid.
That's not what elemental state means.
Yeah.
They didn't cut to each individual face for every word like they did at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Thank God I have a vain secretary.
Zoink. Oh, indeed.
See, this movie got dark for like 5 minutes, and now it's back to comedy fest.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean by like that scene is just really out of place tonally with the rest of the movie.
Yeah. It's all Marla's hair supply.
Yeah,
hair
right.
care supply.
If you look closely, that shelf is just labeled Monday.
Yeah.
And also to mind your manners.
Yeah. More loud noises.
Suddenly, Agent Manners is less terrible.
Yep. Like he's like randomly flailing at aerosol things.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get them when I kick at them.
Were those cans of Pam? Why does it look like he's slipping everywhere?
See, this is why Colorado is a cause of global warming.
This is also not how aerosol spray works.
No. Maybe all the prisoners are just vaping.
Do you know somebody's running by while they're running to the window, still spraying aerosol spray at the window?
No.
Yep, because that's how you leave. That's what happens when you lock something.
Right.
Yeah.
Just leave your entire key ring there.
Good job, Agent Manners.
Mm-hmm. He's Delta Force material.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know they're trying to go for like tension here,
Mm-hmm.
but there is zero tension in this entire like
Right.
3 or 4 minute sequence.
Yeah. Dramatic aerosol spraying.
Yeah.
These people would be in dire straits after breathing in all this crap, too.
Yeah. So because a lot of it's not just like... A lot of it seems to be like roach killer and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
Can't be good for your lungs.
Well, it should all be heavier than air also, though, so it should all just settle down at the bottom. Like you'd just be walking through a fog.
Yeah, but you go down the notion that this movie betrays or observes the laws of science and
Right.
such.
Yeah, he becomes Sheriff Butterfingers here for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, no. How do keys work?
And betray me.
Yeah. Also, the door is clearly not locked when he pulls
Right.
those keys.
Doesn't even look closed all the way. Why is this so difficult?
That's what I mean.
He's got frozen hand phobia.
Yeah, there's no tension in this scene
Right.
at all.
And oven mitts got me.
I like the second appearance of actual snow in this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why has this guy been silent for the last 5 minutes? There's a mutant snowman coming through. He hasn't said a word. I've been giving the jail rats all sorts of discounts. They love me.
I know it's that one. I made you that key for 20% off.
Right.
Let's go inaudible.
I had some real prissy guy in here earlier asking for sandwich supplies. I gave him everything 20% off.
Yeah.
Women and cowards first. How long is this hallway?
I
Also,
know.
how fast is the snowman moving? Also, is this movie over yet?
Yeah.
No, this is about the end of Act 2.
Yeah.
Push, pull, someone. My hand's so far up your ass, I'll work your mouth like
Gymkhana.
Parkour.
I really do love the scene of him just smashing his face against the window.
Yep.
Boink. Because you know there was somebody that just had like it on a stick on the other
He's
side.
like, and action.
Yeah.
And cut.
It's an odd little line.
Another
The
instance of
Blade Runner reference.
I think it's that they didn't have enough money to actually blow something up. So they
So
were
explosion in the
showing-
eyeball.
In the eyeball, yeah. This is a nice horror movie too, with 2 fake out deaths.
Yeah.
real ice times 3. Third scene with real ice. Reversed real ice.
Yeah.
With really odd special effects for some reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Or noise effects, I should say.
Oh, Manly. I want to hear more of Manly's story.
I like that.
The discombobulated snowman.
Mm-hmm. Reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes.
I enjoy that everyone obeys the fake white picket fence continually for the rest of the movie.
Right.
Hey, the idiot.
Idiot's back.
Yeah.
Ooh. Real comedy here.
So the sequel is about them getting married.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
funny. Calm like me, yelling and loud and frantic.
I have the beard. I'm an authority here.
Right. Snowmobiles. I don't give a fuck about you, buddy. Preserved. Or put on Broadway. Sheriff rocks. Like, go shoot at some fucking puddles, you idiot.
The idea there that Hugh tried to shoot him in the foot but missed is
Yeah.
actually really funny.
Yeah.
Next level.
Next level genetic resource. It sounds like
Not how acids work.
No?
No.
I don't know. It sounds like science.
This plan seems to be really, really out there. Like,
Yeah.
you just put human DNA in something inert and hope something else comes along and
Make golems.
like makes humanity again.
I'll throw science at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. Well, because the implication there is that he's not expecting us to come back to life,
But yeah.
but something else will come along and be like, oh, there's special DNA on this wood.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't try to have a deeper meaning here, movie, with your talk about souls.
Right, right.
It's so like, what is
Yeah.
Yeah.
so out there?
There's a lot of exposition here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What he say?
Yeah.
My beard and I have a plan.
What you talking about, science? Someone play that piano.
It's an organ, not a piano.
Someone play that thing. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Agitated molecules are the best kind of molecules. Force.
With a terrible, terrible barbershop quartet.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello. And I invited him to a lot of parties.
Yeah. That's the exact same footage from earlier in the movie.
Right.
Yes.
No.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need any backstory, buddy. I'm dead inside.
Yeah.
I like how this
Buffalo
is
in
shot
Colorado.
because it's very abrupt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I didn't know what was happening.
I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be giant.
And then
Nope,
this
just
happens.
a giant snowball.
Bowling.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
hair dryer.
His burnt nose is good right here too.
Yeah.
I like how this is shot through a wet screen door.
Yep.
Is it probably, again, the same footage, only reversed?
Yeah.
Like,
So
christens
good.
him with the... It seems like a town of this size should not own so many hair dryers.
Yeah.
Oh, what a world! What a world!
What a-
That's a pretty terrifying shot right there with him in the
Right.
fire like
Yeah.
that.
The way he looks.
Yeah. The imagery right there is pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
You've lost all good. You've lost all your points, Sheriff.
Right. I'm trying to actually confirm that all of those were plugged in.
That kid looks like a very young Dana Scully.
I know this is supposed to be a town of like country bumpkins,
Yeah.
but you'd think that all of them would have a basic idea of how a boiler works.
You'd think.
Yeah.
Wonderful application once again of Christmas music.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gonna condense.
This scene sponsored by the color blue.
This is where Zack Snyder got all of his ideas for superhero films. Blue filters and black. And how the carrot survived too.
I'm a little disappointed at the lack of gore in this death, actually.
With him?
Yeah. He gets like a couple of almost superficial cuts to his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also clearly a puppet in someone's hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love to own that puppet.
Yeah.
How does that feel, Snowman? That is a missed opportunity for a better line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Sit alone in this car. We just sort
Hey,
of
at least he
killed.
doesn't put him in the back seat.
Right.
True.
I wish this was used more.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty cool scene. This is actually kind of Men in Blackish.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
Right.
with how it's actually, I think it's the same year as Men in Black, 97.
But this is like
It's
one of the other very
Yep.
different forms that Snow seems to take throughout the film. Also, I wonder if that head is supposed to be anyone specific on the porch there. The snowman head. I like that. He's just like, fuck it.
Like not
That
even
looks
not
pretty
even gonna
good.
try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is clearly the milkshake form of Snow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's throwing up cottage cheese.
Yep.
The worst form of cheese.
Yeah, I was
You
surprised
watch
they
your
just
mouth.
didn't go with water, because that seems like a lot easier of an effect
Yeah.
to go for.
Because if it's
Yeah.
inside of a human, I guess he's a dead human.
yeah,
Why wouldn't it melt?
but well, I mean, he can turn himself into water at will.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
yeah,
Okay, that was pretty bad.
yeah. This guy has no idea where his keys are at any time.
Nope.
All right, son, this is time to prove yourself. Go! Just pushes him out. They pushed the wrong HVAC button.
Let's stay in the car instead of trying to escape.
This reminds me of the scene from Bats. All the bats come through the.
Oh
Yep.
man, that's probably a decent candidate for the show. I think we saw that one at the theater, didn't we?
You and I did see that.
That sounds like a thing we'd do.
We
Yeah,
wasted a lot of
that
our
definitely is a thing you guys do, is see just bad movies at the theater.
We wasted a lot of our parents' money at the theater.
A lot of teenage James and Ryan.
Mm-hmm. You know, I forgot to mention earlier, this kid actually looks like a slightly less heavy version of me when I was that age. I had the same haircut.
hair?
I was
wow.
a ginger back then too. I like that. It's the oatmeal.
Get me the Quaker Oat Man, stat! You were trying to kill me.
Yeah, I like that they just glossed over that he tried to assassinate his dad.
Yeah.
I like who he imitates him. I'm not surprised that that is the horn of that truck.
Yeah. Again, another one-liner that just doesn't
Yeah.
need to be made.
Oh boy,
Oh.
swing and a miss.
40% off.
5 minutes, 20% off of 5 minutes is 4 minutes. I'll be back in 4 minutes.
Yeah. Showing the watch is good too, just in case the audience had forgotten what
Yeah.
minutes look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get it. Oh,
didn't
that's
need-
5 minutes.
I did not need to know that it was almost 3 a.m. either.
He screws up the joke right there too.
Yeah.
By the way, if you'd have just listened to Tommy,
All right.
but now you can't because he's dead. You jerk.
Nope. Stand here and watch the entire time that he comes through the door.
What is he doing?
Sounds like a strategy.
I don't know. What is he doing?
Why do all the doors in this town have terrible seals on them?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to just stuff in these
Yeah.
photos. Or not photos, cards. I'm surprised the logo for that store just isn't 20% off.
Right. That's just the name of the store. Tommy Dabro's 20% off. Metal music.
We're about to go into Meadly Christmas. There we go. Kind of funny is this is before Trans-Siberian Orchestra became a thing. I think they've been around since like
TSO.
99 or something like that. So
I don't know. I've heard it's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them live once. It was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the most efficient way to get that antifreeze, by the way.
Yeah, it's to go
Bursting
around
through the
by-
wrapper paper.
Yeah.
What is the
What?
implication? Where is this guy?
At a hotel, it looks
hotel.
like.
Just at a hotel? All right.
Because there was a goat from one
Yeah, I
room.
was gonna say there's a
Oh,
goat.
we're busy from another.
You covered a lot of ground for only
There's
3
a
minutes.
lot of like, yeah, the
Background sound effects that I
Yeah.
did not notice the first
I
time.
did not notice all of the weird fetish noises that are being made in this hotel.
Yep.
Yep.
Wah, 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 wah.
Womp, 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 womp. Very pink in there.
Yeah, where is that going to?
He's going into the 80s in Miami.
Yeah.
Oh. Hotline Miami. Well, I'm dead. That scared me to death. I was hoping his nose would just poke through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't have it, though, because he was melted. And why would he come through his snow this time instead of water?
So do you think this movie has more or less cold puns than Batman and Robin?
Probably more, but not by much.
Yeah.
So what is happening here? Do we want to speculate on what body part that's supposed to be out of Jack?
I think it's
Death
just-
nipple? Maybe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Death nipple. Let's go with that.
This goes on a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really drags. Well, I think they're trying to make it dramatic because it's
Yeah.
it's the central protagonist of the movie. Gee golly cop.
Yeah. I figured that right there, the whole we got to the heart of the matter was a joke about him piercing
His heart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
but
that's not where his heart
that's
is.
not where hearts are.
Then my doctor needs to explain these scars.
Yeah.
That was actually delivered fairly badass like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That probably
That's
had
an
been a
incredible
fun scene,
stunt.
too.
Yeah.
For how effective those oats were, this
Takes way
like,
too long.
bathtub of
Of antifreeze.
doesn't seem to work quite as well.
This
No.
must have been must have been a fun scene to shoot. All right, we need you to freak out with this mannequin for 5 minutes.
In this lime Kool-Aid.
Right. It's probably Ecto Cooler.
Probably.
No one helps him either.
Right.
Nope. No, have you...
There's 3 grown adults.
Ethylene glycol is not the... It is way more viscous than this movie makes it seem.
Your chemi is showing, Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also isn't congruent with him melting around all over the place and not having a heart.
Yeah.
Congruent. Geometry terms.
But the idea that, like, he slowly, that was all that was going to be left of his, like, soul.
Quotation fingers were used for that.
Yeah.
You idiot.
I was hoping for like a real hardcore slap or something.
Yeah.
This is the worst baptism ever.
Baptism by antifreeze will make him less of an idiot.
He's like, Dad, it's off of me.
Yeah.
Nope.
This is for my oats.
His dad is like, only the Lord can save you now. Yeah, he's going to need a lot of oatmeal to deal with all this antifreeze.
Yeah.
Breakfast for days.
That father is a good backpatter.
I like that Davro has work gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've used those same ones too.
They should have like Lord of the Rings this and put a different bottle in a different country all over the whole damn planet or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you have a bunch of little Jack Frostes that they
yeah.
got out.
That could be more.
The idiot was putting it into his car.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
He was taking the antifreeze bottle and pouring it into his car. I did not notice that the last time.
It's weird that Jack is singing this, I guess.
It's genuinely creepy music,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, for sure.
As the subtitles say.
Yeah.
Creepy music.
I'm not sure what they're trying to get at here with the boiling. I mean,
He's
know,
alive.
You know that he's in there, though.
Yeah. He's still conscious, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Jack Frost.
Jack Frost, ladies and gentlemen.
That's something.
It's a thing. It was a thing. But again, it was just by happenstance that I was paying attention to the credits of this movie, and they've got some interesting quotes that are kind of
in between the.
That is where I got the idea to watch for the idiot, because they ask you in the credits, how many times did you spot the idiot?
Okay. I thought you had just made up that name from because I was doing something stupid.
I can't take credit for that. I'm not that creative.
Oh no, I feel like a caboose.
So let's. What do you say, guys? Do we ride this one out till it ends?
Yeah, I mean, we still can say our closing words over the
right,
here. Mongol-like movie. But so as always, would you view again? Would you brew again? Oh yeah, I've changed the title of that to make it more rhymey.
More rhymey-timey. James, me.
I have absolutely no inclination to ever think of, much less watch this movie again.
Okay. And the beer?
Oh yeah, this is a go-to beer for me.
All right. Ryan?
Actually, I want to talk about the beer first, because I wonder if this would be good warm, like actually heating it up in the microwave. It might be interesting, but I would absolutely drink this again. I think it's very good. I would like to try it both cold and warm. But
the only
stuff.
Alcohol I drink warm is like bourbon and
Snowman is that they really don't have
maybe
one.
some spiced wine. How many times did you spot the idiot?
Yeah, right there. And I was like, oh, interesting. But as far as watch again, I would watch this again, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of these things that end up circling back to the movie that I wasn't watching for the first time. Like, again, this movie has unexpected layers at times. Yeah, I would watch this again for this same purpose of making fun of it. But
yeah,
I would sit through this again. I would.
Yeah. And for me, as far as the movie goes, if I was having like a Christmas party with, like everyone over and it was like 11:30 and it's still going strong, I'd throw this on just because, people can sit around, cut jokes at it and just like have a good time. And as far as the beer goes, yeah, definitely. This is one of my go-tos as well.
I'd throw it on so everyone would get the hell out of my house.
That's not going to get me out of your house, though. So,
Get off my lawn.
like, it's like that time that we're like, oh, let's
Special
just
thanks
watch.
to the idiot.
It's like the time we were like, oh, let's just watch the first 20 minutes of Conan the Barbarian, and then we watched all of Conan the Barbarian.
Then we watched another movie after that.
We did, yeah.
Hardcore.
For the time we tricked our friend Steve into watching Top Gun at 3 a.m.
Way funnier if you know Steve. We'll try to get him on here. It'll happen
Yeah,
yet.
I think he was going to be a guest for Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome if we ever do that one. So, yeah, as always, have a happy whatever the heck you do for the holiday season. And check us out on Facebook, Twitter, iTunes. And as always, please watch and drink responsibly.
Take care, folks.